Obama songs.
Okay, how do you figure that?
Because one is political indoctrination saying,
okay,
this person is amazing.
Okay,
and then the other,
stop.
And that this news organization or quote unquote news organization, however you feel about it, is awful. And I mean, they're inaccurate.
Okay,
but
hold on.
It's still indoctrinating children.
I'm talking. This goes from indoctrinating children in schools into just terrible parenting. Like these are two connected things. Let me read you the lyrics to the actual song.
Well,
it's stacks on decks, Patron on ice, and we can pop bottles all night. So they're talking about drinking. Okay, that's bad, but not as bad as the next part. Yeah, late night sex, so wet, it's so tight. A gas of jet for you tonight. Are you kidding me? These kids should not know what the heck this song is saying.
But they weren't. They were singing other lyrics.
Okay,
about
it is
voting.
not. It is not irrational to assume that they've heard this song. That's completely rational. Completely rational jump.
But they don't necessarily know what that means, even if they've heard the real song.
So they're going to find out what it means
when they're older.
No, they're not. They're going to ask somebody. They're going to ask their older brother. They're going to ask their cousin what it means.
You mean you didn't watch? Okay, there's so many movies.
I wasn't 8 years old at this time. These kids are barely past the second grade.
But I'm talking about movies when we were little that had just as dirty jokes, but you didn't catch them.
Just like Disney movies have some really dirty jokes in them.
Okay, these aren't hidden jokes. This is explicit lyrics.
But those aren't the lyrics they sang. I mean, you have Looney Tunes. You have Mrs. Doubtfire has them. You don't catch that.
Okay,
so I don't really understand what you're.
It's different between catching that and when it's explicitly given to you.
The only explicit word there is sex. None of that other stuff is explicit to a 8-year-old. They don't know what any of those other terms...
So it's okay for them to run around saying the F word if they don't know what it means? That's what you're saying. Just because they don't understand what it means, it's okay for them to say it and for them to hear it. It's okay for them to hear their parents swear at them, swear all the time because they don't know what it means. That's completely fine with you.
That's different.
How is that different?
Because it's the F word versus the word tight.
Okay, yeah, but
the rope is tight.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, there are other ways to use these words that are not.
They're using it in this connotation.
Yeah, but they don't get it. That
doesn't make it right.
I still think you're digressing from the point that that's not what they were talking about and singing about.
They're not singing those words, and there's no proof. There's no proof that the teacher said, "Here are the words."
Okay, but I'm sure they've heard it. I'm not gonna fight with you because it's logical to assume they've heard it. I don't care where they heard it, but they just should not be singing anything to that tune.
All right. On that note, we're gonna go play a song, nice, clean song.
Yeah, one that's clean.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back after this, and we are going to talk about a teacher. Since we're on this topic of schools, a teacher who dared a student to eat a fly in exchange for an A on a test. All right. Be back after. Hello, and welcome back to Informavores. I'm Alex Schumann. I have your weather for you. It is currently 45 degrees out, but with 17-mile-per-hour winds, it feels like 34. It's cloudy, and will clear up by tonight, but it'll be 31 degrees this evening. So, nice and chilly. Farkas,
love it.
Would you like to take us in to the next topic?
No, go ahead. I don't know this one.
You don't know it at all? All right, I'll do it.
All right. Okay, no, I got it. I'm sorry. That was very unprofessional. I apologize.
All right.
Okay, a California student was offered a dare by his teacher to eat a dead fly in exchange for an A grade. The teacher literally caught the fly in the air with his hands and killed it, which I think is impressive, first of all. Let's be honest. That's pretty impressive. But then he dared his class to eat it, and after nobody said they would do it, he said he'd give them an A on the next test. Well, this student apparently is in desperate need of an A, ate the dead fly, took the test, didn't study for it, received the grade of F with the words, "You got an A," written on the test. So he literally got an A on the test, but not an A grade. So...
he got a 9 out of 49 or something.
Yeah, he didn't study. I mean, I don't know. The guy was told he
claimed that he normally studies.
Yeah, right. Well, but anyway, he said he was going to give them an A for eating the dead fly.
What do you give the boy the A? Don't just write, quote, "Here's your A" on your test. And he literally wrote that on the test.
Yes.
Just give him the A. He actually ate the fly. Why would you not give him the A?
Why were you propositioning your students to eat a dead insect? This man should be fired.
Yeah, that was my question. I mean, my question was going to be, what do you think of the teacher?
This kid is obviously
situation?
an idiot too. I mean, come on, eat a dead fly for an egg? How desperate are you? You didn't tell anybody. You think someone in the class would have told, the principal? Hello, I mean, come on, what the heck?
Well, the principal didn't know anything about it.
The principal didn't know about it until the reporters called him and asked him about it.
Yeah, the kid is an idiot for eating it, though. I mean, come on, really? Are you?
So, do you think he should be able to retake the exam? Do you think because he falsely misunderstood the proposition? Never mind.
Proposition.
Thank you. I could not do it. All right. But do you think he should be able to retake the test, or he was just being stupid and should not be allowed to retake it and should have to take his F?
No, he should be able to take the test. The teacher said, I will give you an A if you eat the fly. And he actually ate the fly. Give him some credit. If you're not going to give him the A, at least let him retake the test, because he said he didn't study for it, and he usually does because he thought that he was going to get an automatic A. Under those circumstances, he ate the fly. Let him retake the test.
Marcus? I think he should be able to take the test again, too, but this teacher needs to not ever be allowed to teach ever again.
And this student should not ever eat a fly again.
Yeah, the student should be smart enough to know that you can't do that. So
you think the teacher should actually be fired?
Absolutely. That's cruel and unusual, and then to exchanging anything for a grade, it's just completely unethical for a teacher.
I completely understand this teacher joking around with their class.
But he actually let him eat it. This guy is mental.
Yeah.
This guy is demented. Get him out of teaching our youth. Get him out.
All right, let's go to our next topic.
Okay. So, for those of you around the metro in West Des Moines, there is a concert venue called the Val Air Ballroom.
It's all right, we're all struggling.
Yeah, it's a long day. Anyway, so it's a local venue, and a lot of bands come through and play music. And it used to be a ballroom, hence the name back in our parents' day. Anyway, so local residents around the ballroom, because it's literally in a residential area. It's houses, and then it's the Val Air Ballroom, and across the street there's a bowling alley. And the local neighbors of the building are complaining that the volume is distracting. They say it's above city regulations and that it needs to be taken care of. So I think it was the state of the West Des Moines has hired a firm to come in and address these issues. So do you think that the Val Air Ballroom should be forced to change their noise, the way they channel their noise to try and deaden it some, or should the people who live around it just buck up and say, just deal with it?
I think it's the Val Air's responsibility, because they're making the noise, so why shouldn't they have to fix it?
Well, I'm pretty sure that the ballroom was there before the houses were there, because it's a very old structure. So I'm not exactly sure on that, but hypothetically, if it was there first and people built houses around it, what do you have to say about that?
I still think it's the Val Air's responsibility, because they're making the noise. They're trying to make a living. They want to come home to a peaceful house, and they don't want to be woken up at 11 o'clock with the bass going boom, boom, boom. I just find that it would be annoying.
I honestly, if it's above city regulations, you have a point. But I remember seeing the preliminary tests, and I don't think they were that much over it.
Yeah, in the past 3 years, they've only been over the decimal twice. It was, but there's been 3.
So if they're within city limits, why should they have to change anything? I think the people that live there should just realize that they're living next to a concert venue and get the heck over it.
Well, it's strange that they've never had this problem before. How new is this regulation?
I'm not exactly sure on the regulation.
Because I think Val Air Ballroom is likely older than this regulation.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of surprised that it's just randomly being enforced. But
well, yeah, if they've only been over it twice in 3 years, if they're not breaking the law, you shouldn't force them to change what they're doing. That'd be like you going under the speed limit and still getting a ticket.
No,
you're not breaking.
They've raised this. What if they lowered the speed limit? I mean, you drove 65 before, but now they've lowered it to 55.
Okay, it's like
you have to adjust to the law.
No, okay. Let me clarify my example. It'd be like going down to 35th Street and going 30, and the cop saying, "I think you're going too fast," and giving you a ticket. Because you're within the law. They're within the law. They did not break the decibel limit, but the people around them think that it's too loud. If they're not breaking the law, they shouldn't have to be paid. They shouldn't be forced to pay for any kind of renovation.
They're not paying for it though. The West Des Moines is paying for it.
Okay, so taxpayers are paying for it.